Café and Networking Podcast promotes entrepreneurs, startups, authors, and business experts throughout the world. Available on all major podcast platforms. I'm Tom Reaoch, an American known as the King of Networking, connecting people and speaking from my studio in Vinhedo, São Paulo, Brazil. Today we talk with EA Csolkovits, and he's joining us from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan in the United States. EA Csolkovits is founder of Givers University, providing increased happiness through personal, business, social, and family development. EA, what's the difference between a giver and a taker?
Tom, thank you for having me on your great show. And it's a great question, because it's with Givers University, with that definition, we actually teach something that I can reduce to one word: discernment. We teach discernment in relationships. I know you're a self-improvement guy. I'm a self-improvement guy. I'm sure many of your listeners are, for sure. But no one's teaching us, what about the other guy? What if he's not doing it right? What should I do about that? And so what we actually teach is a skill. It's a skill of discerning in relationships. I say to your listeners, we love everybody. I say it again emphatically. We love everybody. But we teach people how to separate the person who we love from their deeds, which we may not love. And by not listening to what they say, but by observing, we teach them the observation and awareness skill. Look for these things. We even give them checklists. Look for them doing these things, these specific deeds. And when you see them doing these things, you can decide, should I bring them closer into my life and become a part of what we call our giver community? Or should I begin respectfully distancing myself, not rude or nasty, just not being available, and respectfully distance yourself from them? Because if I bring them closer,
that was sometimes stepping back is stepping forward.
Yeah. I mean, if I bring the people doing the wrong deeds, if you will, the deeds I don't want in my life, they're going to make me collateral damage.
Right.
And I'm going to be stomping out fires not of my making. Your listeners, if they think of the times they stomp out fires or when their stress level goes up, I guarantee you there's a name attached to it. And it's a whole lot easier to learn the discernment skill and say, should I bring them closer or should I be respectfully distancing myself, because then my productivity can go up. So we teach discernment in relationships. How do you decide?
And that's the part I think sometimes I see we get too emotionally involved and we can't see.
That's right. And what happens, and the person we're talking to is sincere. So what happens is we forget that people can be sincerely wrong.
Right.
So we should weigh sincerity on sincerity scales and truth on truth scales and deeds on deed scales. So we teach people, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do, and even giving them actual checklists. We have one that's called the 25 do's. These are the 25 deeds to watch. And when they're doing this, you can, by the time you get to the bottom, you already are down the path. Should I bring them closer or should I be respectfully distancing?
So the university which you set up helps people learn how to do all of that you just mentioned.
That's exactly right.
And it's open to anyone?
Yes, it is. We have online trainings, online course. We have a 3-course series called Give to Be Great, that you can be great by giving. You don't have to be a taker.
Right.
And it's just like this guy was saying in a few interviews back, he said, wow, this is really great. I read this book and it said I should have 5 good people around me. I said, you're right. You should. One question.
Right.
Which 5?
Right.
Which 5? And he looked back at me with this blank look and I said, do you see my point? No one's teaching which 5. With businesses opening and closing faster than ever before, products coming and going and antiquated overnight. Thomas, when it's all done, what do we have left?
Right.
Our relationships.
Right.
And we teach people how to discern with those relationships. Business, social, family, it's the same across the board.
And actually, many relationships I found, they're multi-flex. You have a relationship that can have various facets to the same relationship. It could be a business, personal, social, altogether.
Exactly right. So we teach people. So when we say giver, we're not labeling a person. We're labeling giver deeds. When we say taker, we're not labeling a person. We're labeling taker deeds. And there's a distinction there. That's why I said and start out, we love everybody. We don't label people, but we teach, watch what they're doing, and that's going to tell you the truth about where they're really coming from.
And maybe help them do it different.
Very much so.
Right.
Very much so.
Very good. Well, EA, I want to thank you for sharing with us. I want to congratulate you on the university.
Thank you.
Because as we see in the world, there are more takers apparently than there are givers, and the training is necessary to help givers give adequately. So tell our audience, how can they find more about Givers University?
Real simple. They go to our website, Givers, it's plural, giversuniversity.com. And on there, they can sign up for our free newsletter. It's absolutely free. We're not spammers. So second, when they do that, they're going to get an email that says, do you want to talk to these people?
Right.
If they don't respond to that, they will get nothing else from us. Right.
Okay.
But if they do, when they say, yes, I want to talk to these people, 2 hours later, Thomas, they're going to get that 25 dues checklist I mentioned that'll help them. It's free. Download it, print it off, use it in your relationships. And then once a week on Thursday morning, they're going to get about a 5-minute read from us called the Giver's Toolbox. We don't spam and we don't blow up people's emails. I don't like that when it happens to me, and we don't do it to others. So they get 1 email a week. And then from that, they learn about us. They learn our courses as we give them additional tools to help them in their relationships every single week.
So community relationship.
For sure, for sure.
Very good. Well, thank you again for being with us, EA. Congratulations and more success, okay?
And the same to you, my friend.
Thank you. So remembering that more information about Givers University and the Givers community, that's giversuniversity.com. Café and Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information on their website, www.focusmi.com. Thanks for listening. Until the next time here at Café and Networking Podcast.